NFL draft rumors are heating up, and this could have a major impact on the New York Jets as they have been linked to a future superstar with the brain trust already getting locked in on multiple different prospects, and one of them consistently linked to the New York Jets is a position of need, but not one that many fans would be expecting the New York Jets to go with, and we're going to break all of that down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and if you guys are part of that 79% that's not subscribed and you want daily New York Jets updates, this is the place to be. But let's jump into the video as we always do. The New York Jets brain trust, well, Matt, there's been a lot going on with them. There's been a lot going on with the Jets brain trust ever since they came in. They're doing front office overhauls, player overhauls. Things are really changing fast with this new Jets regime as they're trying to do things the way that they see fit in order to finally building a winning team around this New York Jets system. And, well, obviously a big part of that is when you're a bad team like the New York Jets were, you're in the NFL draft a little bit more than you'd hope, or in the top of the NFL draft a little bit more than you'd hope. And with that, obviously the Jets having the 7th overall pick, there's been multiple different ideas of who they could pick. There's been quarterback rumors of them trading up, rumors of multiple different defenders, as well as some offensive players. And Rich Cimini of ESPN revealed that a team the Jets, or a player the Jets will be interested in, is Tyler Warren, saying for the next 2 months, the Jets are sure to be linked with Tyler Warren from Penn State, number 9 in the prospect ratings. And explaining that, he said, for 3 years, the Jets received consistent production from Tyler Conklin, who caught 58, 61, and 51 passes, respectively. In that span, now Conklin is heading into free agency. Ditto for backup Kenny Ya Boy. I'm just always going to call him Ya Boy. It's just always going to happen. Leaving Jeremy Ruckert as the top player under contract. Ruckert had 35 receptions in 3 years. A former third-round pick hasn't exactly developed as quickly as the New York Jets have hoped, making this a major need at tight end. Last year, the Jets passed on Brock Bowers, and now a star with Las Vegas. To address a need in the first round, the Jets went with Olu Fashanu, who's looked very, very promising as well. But Cimini said that decision doesn't look great now, but Fashanu still has a ton of potential as a left tackle. Well, yeah, passing up on Brock Bowers, if you just want to put it at surface level, it doesn't look great for a team that needed a tight end. The Jets, however, also needed a left tackle, and they covered that need. And I don't think any fans would be upset if the Jets also picked Will Campbell to cover their right tackle needs, just to have 2 tackles who are basically set in stone for the next decade or so for the New York Jets. But Tyler Warren, linked to the New York Jets, Matt. What are your thoughts?
So, first of all, talking about how Jets fans should not feel bad about missing out on Brock Bowers, because they did not miss out on anything. He was the best tight end prospect of all time. The only 2-time Mackey Award-winning tight end coming out of school. It's not a surprise that he's great in the NFL. What is also not a surprise is the fact that he plays tight end and not left tackle. Left tackle is the second most important position on your football team behind quarterback. We just watched the Super Bowl, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, offense get absolutely dismantled by a team that blitzed 0 times. You know why? It's because their right guard was playing left tackle. They legitimately did not have a left tackle, and that's what happens to the best quarterback the world has ever seen when he does not have a left tackle. We are not going to get stuck in that position. Brock Bowers, great prospect. The Jets missed out on absolutely nothing. Talking about Tyler Warren, first of all, I want to break down who he is because he's a really, really good prospect in his own right. Usually we talk about the things that he can do and the things that he can't do, but this is maybe the first tight end ever who can do legitimately everything.
Great rusher.
High school quarterback. You can't even, it doesn't stop there. You're talking about him running the ball, does not stop there. He catches the ball, runs the ball, throws the ball. There was a play against USC where he snapped the ball, and then he mossed someone for a touchdown on that very same play. Tyler Warren can do absolutely everything, including blocking, which is a very underrated thing for the elite tight ends in the NFL. Tyler Warren being mocked in the top 14 consistently in NFL drafts. You would expect him to be an elite tight end in the NFL, so that's why I feel comfortable calling him that right now. He is going to be someone who, like I said, catches a ton of passes and is able to block. The whatever team drafts him, of course, they're not going to have him snap the ball as well, because in the NFL, your center is not allowed to catch the football. But he is going to be lining up as a tight end, doing the tight end things. He's got his height is really good, weight really good. he's a 4-year prospect, which is very common for tight ends. It's a position that takes more time to develop. And when you're a tight end, even when you're just a normal tight end, you're not a do legitimately everything tight end like Tyler Warren. It takes a long time to learn all those things that you're going to have to do in the NFL, in college. And then when you get to the NFL, it takes more time to develop. So do not worry about him being a 4-year player instead of a 3-year player. He still could be really, really good. The problem I have is I don't want to take a tight end top 10. I don't know why. The position is not important enough to me. And also, another thing, Tyler Conklin, the production that we've gotten out of him, very underrated. But back to Tyler Warren, drafting a tight end in the top 10 when we have needs, that's not the position I want to go. Every single free agency, there's going to be tight ends who can fill in and do a pretty solid job, but it's not every free agency that there are tackles that are going to be as good as the tackles that are coming out. You said Will Campbell. I mean, there are still people out there pretending like Will Campbell's going to play tackle in the NFL. He's going to be a guard. People are starting to change it now, but he's going to be a guard. The tackle that Jets fans should be looking at are, of course, Kelvin Banks, which was my favorite guy so far this year. But there's another name skyrocketing up boards for a good reason, Armand Membo out of Missouri. He plays right tackle at Missouri in the SEC. Really good player, has long arms, unlike Kelvin Banks. So if you want to be protected well, he could do that for you. So, I mean, Chris, Tyler Warren is a very exciting player. I love watching him play, but I don't want a tight end in the top 10 in the NFL draft.
I think Tyler Warren, I think with him, specifically with Warren, I mean, obviously good size for its 6'6", 260, and good player, as you said, just very, very talented, very skilled at the game of football overall. There is that thought that goes to the back of your head as a Jets fan of, we know Woody Johnson wants to do the fun thing. This is one of the fun things that he could theoretically do. So it becomes a situation of whether he's the prospect fans are clamoring for or not. It's the move that Woody Johnson would prefer. So this depends on how much he's actually taking a step back, how much he's going to let the Jets do them. Look, I'll be honest. I don't think they're going to draft Tyler Warren. I would guess that he's not picked by the Jets or picked in the top. Maybe he's picked in the top 10 if a team really, truly believes that he's just going to be one of the best players in the NFL and it's worth it. Then, yeah, go for it. But there's a world where he's just not. I saw Bleacher Report compare him to Greg Olsen, and it's like... yeah.
No, Greg Olsen was a really good tight end.
No, absolutely.
But,
I know.
Yeah.
But, it's just, as you said, you could find tight ends in free agency who can get the job done. It's, when you look at tackles, when you look at the upper echelon of this draft's defense and the Jets having defensive needs, and you're going to do a video on this, so I'm not going to talk much about it, but with Aaron Glenn's defensive scheme being different from the past, the Jets will have specific interests in free agency and in the draft, and I'm just going to leave the rest to you there for that video that you dropped, so make sure to stay tuned for that, guys. But on top of that, it's just I agree. It feels like a weird move to make. I mean, Tyler Warren was also picked as the guy for the New York Jets at 7th overall by the same person who said the Jets were trying to trade for Cameron Ward. So it's important to know that there's been multiple outlets linking Tyler Warren to the Jets, and Warren played in college for a while, obviously. Redshirt freshman, 4 years then in college. Really, that final year is when everyone saw the full Tyler Warren experience. Had the most receptions of anyone in the Big Ten. Very, very, very good season by Tyler Warren, obviously. One of the best players in college football last year around. And also NFL.com said the Jets, or they pegged Tyler Warren as the guy the Jets will pick at 7th. And their reasoning, Matt, was that the Jets ranked second to last in rushing offense last season, and they desperately need another target in the passing game with Adams and Lazard leaving. Warren helps them improve in both of those areas. I feel like McMillan would be picked if the Jets really felt like they need more passing offense, and they'd forego the rushing offense, considering they do have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen.
So the process is sound. Yes, he would help run game and pass game, which is what the Jets need help with both of those things. But the way I see it, the Jets just need a better scheme. They need a better offense in general before we can key in on what actually doesn't work, whether it's the run game or the pass game doesn't work. So I mean, like, I feel like it's for clicks. I really do. I don't know why we would take Tyler Warren. He's not an elite athlete. So I'm not sure why people even want him going top 10. I feel like, are they just giving him to the Jets because they know people are going to talk about it? Or are they giving it to the Jets because, a big media, it can get them more clicks? It doesn't make enough sense with, like I said, how difficult it is to find tackles. I keep going back and thinking about what Joe Douglas said during one of the seasons that he was a GM, and we desperately needed a tackle, and he came out and said, no one's giving away a tackle right now. But just a couple of years ago, we saw TJ Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends, got traded at the trade deadline. Not even the offseason, the trade deadline. These guys are available. If you want an elite tight end, other than Brock Bowers and Trey McBride, you can go out and trade for one. It's not important enough to spend a top 10 pick on him. I am a fan of his game, however. So if the Jets were to trade down to like 15 to 20, I would be all on board for Tyler Warren, even though I don't like the hit rate historically for tight ends in the first round it's like really concerning, but recently the young tight ends are starting to buck that trend, and I do like Tyler Warren, so I would be willing to take a shot if we trade down from 15 to 25. Again, this high, it's just way too early for me. Although when I was at a Penn State game this year, Chris, against SMU, Tyler Warren, whenever the Penn State was on offense, everyone knew where the ball was going to go, and it was kind of creepy. It felt like everyone was like, just every person in the stands was saying his name. Like, it was, even when he wasn't getting the ball, people were just saying the name Tyler Warren. They're whispering it. It was just, you could feel I don't want to use the word aura, but he had an aura when he came out on the field. It just you felt like you were watching a great player. And Abdul Carter didn't have the same feeling. So I got to give him credit there, because that was pretty special to witness. So I do have to give him credit there.
Yeah, I mean, I do find the idea of picking Tyler Warren interesting. I just don't really see the Jets doing it. I really do think the Jets are either going to go defense or lineman, and maybe specifically a defensive lineman. If Mason Graham falls to them, you could imagine the Jets would likely pick him. But there's a lot of time still till the draft, or kind of a lot of time, as we have all of free agency that we're going to cover as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to Jets Digest. Like this video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.